In America, a lot of people would say St. Patty's Day. Yeah, don't ever say that to an Irish person because it's really annoying.
Are they gonna drink green Guinness?
The green Guinness should never happen.
Why does it the whole world becomes Irish in one day?
St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Oh, it's the best day ever. Well, I guess it is. It's a bit of a party around the world. It's good fun. Why
It's
not?
it's so weird though, like because everyone becomes Irish. And I actually don't know because I think a lot of people don't know what does that mean exactly. Why do you celebrate?
Why do we
And
celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
yes, who is Saint Patrick?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, St. Patrick's Day is huge around the world because we have such a huge Irish diaspora around the world. So in the 19th century, there was a great famine in Ireland and people were starving and dying. Like we lost millions of people. And people started emigrating. They went to America, they went to the UK, they went wherever they could really. And then we just really became an immigrant kind of country. So for generations, up until recently enough, people left and people still do. We've got that kind of vibe in us. So we go all around the world and we brought our traditions with us. And people like our traditions because who doesn't like St. Patrick's Day? I mean, it's a day to have a few drinks and a bit of crack and a bit of fun. So I think it's been adopted by loads of countries around the world for two reasons. One, because there was loads of Irish in that country to begin with, but also because it's really good fun. And now in the modern world, you see every city in the world, they do something. So they'll light up the Eiffel Tower green on St. Patrick's Day, or down in Rome, they'll light up the Colosseum in green. And you'll see it all over the world in loads of different places, even China. So it's kind of cool.
Wow.
It's really cool. It's a proud day for Irish people because it's our national holiday. So we own it. It's St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. It's our national holiday. People get a day off work. Um, but it's just really cool to see your country represented so well around the world. And we love it.
And who is Saint Patrick? Is he even Irish?
Well, St. Patrick's, funny enough, no. He was born in Britain. I think he was born in Wales. And he was captured by raiders and brought to Ireland on a boat. But he preached Christianity. So,
Okay.
so he's
So it's
credited.
religious.
Yeah, he's credited with bringing Christianity to Ireland. And the Lily's getting in my way of my shot. She wants to be on the television. Lily's looking very, very pretty today, just as an aside. She's got little pink bows in her hair. So we're going to make them green for Patrick's Day. But where was I?
We can paint Lily green.
We can paint Lily green. People do that. They dye their dogs all sorts of colors. And in Chicago, they dye the river green. The whole river that runs through Chicago is completely green. So that's cool. But anyway, St. Patrick was brought to Ireland against his will, but he spread Christianity. He's credited with spreading Christianity in Ireland, which made us a Christian country. And the shamrock, which is really, really famous on St. Patrick's Day, he used that. It was everywhere in Ireland, and it still is. It grows in the wild over here. And he used it as an example to the Irish people who were all pagan at the time about the Holy Trinity of the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. So he used the shamrock as a thing. So that's why it became. Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
see.
so it's sort of it is a religious holiday. The traditions in Ireland would center around the shamrock being the representation of the Holy Trinity, and we'd celebrate Saint Patrick, of course, because he is a saint. So people will go to mass on St. Patrick's Day. It's a big day for mass, and then they'll go out and they'll have a few drinks afterwards. But of course, the younger generation probably don't really bother with mass, so they'll just go out drinking instead. But that was St. Patrick, and he's credited with loads of stuff. He's really central to Irish history and our Irish identity.
Okay. And what about this story with the snake? Is
Well,
it true or
well, it's a metaphor. So Ireland doesn't have any snakes. Well, it does now. It's got loads of people with exotic pets and things like that. But there's no snakes in the wild because we don't have the weather for it. I think that's the reason. I assume. No, it's a metaphor for. So the famous thing is that St. Patrick rid Ireland of the snakes. They all ran out of Ireland when St. Patrick did his thing. What is meant by that is paganism. So the snake was paganism. So he ran paganism out of Ireland, and it developed into a Christian country. And it's all because of our North Star Christian wise of being St. Patrick. So he ran the snakes out of Ireland, but it was a metaphor for pagans,
okay?
non-believers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Do you have any like a memory? when
Oh
you were a
God.
child?
Ah,
Like your
yeah.
favorite memory about
Yeah,
St.
it
Patrick's
was
Day?
always a huge day when I was growing up. And back then we would get shamrock. You could buy shamrock in every shop, and you would pin a lump of weed to your t-shirt or whatever it was you were wearing on the day. Irish people tend to always wear some type of green on the day, which is kind of interesting when you think about it, because green is obviously associated with Ireland, but our actual official colour up until recent enough, and like around, I'd say, I could be wrong on this. I'm sure the scholars watching this will tell me I'm wrong, but a couple of hundred years ago we switched to green. Blue is actually our colour.
Really?
Yeah, blue is the Hibernian colour.
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, well, we're all green now, so it's all green. So an Irish person will get up on St. Patrick's Day, and they will wear some sort of green. They might get some shamrock and pin it to their collar, and they may go to mass. They'll certainly have a day off work. Most people, of course, I'm working because I work in radio, so I'll be working on that day. But most people get a day off, and they'll have a traditional Irish dinner for the most part that evening or that afternoon, which would consist of ham, cabbage, and potatoes. That would be our national dish. So there'd be an awful lot of people buying bacon and cabbage and potatoes this weekend in the supermarkets. They'll be
Are
flying
we
out.
gonna eat like
You wouldn't get a cabbage for loving our money.
are we gonna eat bacon and cabbage?
We're having bacon and cabbage. We always do, and you like it,
Yes,
so that's
that's my
fun.
favorite.
Yeah, and actually that leads me to something that's really interesting. Is that like so America? Oh, Lily jumped. She just flew. Uh, so in the States, for our American friends, St. Patrick's Day is a huge event, and the parades. We'll have a parade, by the way, in Ireland. We always have a parade. It goes up O'Connell Street, and it's pretty cool. But it's not the best parade in the world. The parades in America are way better. The New York parade is huge. Massive Irish diaspora in America. A lot of cops and firefighters and people like that. And I was there one year for St. Patrick's Day, and the whole city shuts down, and they go marching through the streets of New York, and it's fantastic fun.
Is
And
that
the
your
pubs are great
favorite
fun.
memory?
That's one of my favourite St. Patrick's Day, yeah, for sure. But there's a lot of, I suppose, lost in translation when it goes over to the States. So in America, a lot of people would say St. Patty's Day. Yeah, don't ever say that to an Irish person because it's really annoying. It's not Patty's Day, it's Paddy's Day. If you're going to shorten it, you could say St. Paddy's Day or St. Patrick's Day. It's not Patty's Day or St. Pat's Day. It's none of that stuff. And another thing in the States, which is, well, it's kind of cool. So they would eat, Irish people in America would probably eat corned beef and cabbage. Or somebody who wants to celebrate St. Patrick's Day that mightn't be Irish will eat corned beef and cabbage and potatoes, whereas we would eat bacon and cabbage, ham and cabbage. And the reason for that is because it was hard to get when the Irish went to America, so they just used corned beef instead. There was loads of beef. But the national dish is bacon and cabbage. And like I said, Chicago will dye the river green. There'll be parades all over America. Another thing the Irish do really, really well on St. Patrick's Day is diplomacy. So all of our ministers of our government are off on trips as we speak. They fly out about 5 days before St. Patrick's Day all over the world. A minister will be sent to Paris, a minister will be sent to New York, Los Angeles, Florida, wherever, Canada, all across Europe, over to the Middle East. Well, maybe not at the moment. China, places like that, and we will have a chat with the governments on Ireland's behalf. So it's a great advertisement for our country. A lot of business deals are done that way. It's a great opportunity to get time with presidents of enormous countries and people of influence. And especially the most famous one is when our Taoiseach, which is our Prime Minister, travels to Washington, D.C., and they get time with the President of the United States of America, which is
Amazing.
which is amazing, because I mean no other country in the world gets a day with the President of the United States. No matter who's in charge, it's always a day set aside for celebrations of the Irish diaspora, and they sit down with our Prime Minister. I mean, Ireland's this small and America's this big, and we get all that time with the President. And we've got very close ties economically and culturally. So it's a really cool day. It's a good opportunity. The whole world goes Irish. Really proud of it.
Yes,
Irish people are
yes.
really, really proud of it. Yeah, yeah. Although there is Irish people that give out about it. Okay, so there's always that domestic stuff where they're like, "Oh, why are the government spending so much money sending our ministers off on holidays?" They're people who don't understand how the world works. But just, I mean, I hate to be so condescending, but it's true, because the world works through handshakes and relationships and coalitions. And what better opportunity than to fly the flag for Ireland than to send our ministers off? I mean, if you added up the amount of money it costs to send the politicians around the world to do this work, it pales in comparison to the amount of money they actually bring into the country. So it's well worth it. It's a
Yeah.
small investment for an enormous return.
Hmm.
So our Taoiseach Micheál Martin is already in Washington as we speak. He's having a great old time. He'll be going to lunches and dinners and all this, and
Great life.
a great life. And then he'll hang out with President Trump on St. Patrick's Day for a little while, and he present him with a bowl of shamrock. We just give a big bowl of weed to the president every year, which is kind of cool. And there's always mention of JFK, of course, the famous president of the United States that was sadly assassinated. But he's a hero in Ireland because he was Irish. So he was second generation Irish, I believe, and second generation, third generation, I think, second or third. Anyway, pictures of him hanging up in Irish houses. So that connection is deep. And American presidents love JFK, so they love to talk to our Taoiseach, whoever it is, about stuff like that.
Are they going to drink green Guinness?
The Green Guinness should never happen. I don't know where that came from. It would never happen in Ireland. If somebody handed you a Green Guinness in Ireland, you'd hand it right back. There is a line. You don't cross that line, okay? You don't meddle with perfection. So don't die. But they drink green beer in America. You do what you like to beer. It's manky, but green beer and green cocktails and things like that. It's a bit of fun.
You don't do rivers as well, right? You don't do
No.
green rivers.
No, the Liffey in Dublin is so dirty it doesn't need to be dyed. It doesn't need any
It's
colour.
black.
Yeah, it's not great. It's a real city river. Not great.
How do you feel when someone says to you, I'm Irish because my grandma is Irish, or my my granddad was Irish, and everyone has someone Irish in the family.
Yeah. Look, I think it's great. I mean, there's a certain portion of Ireland that like roll their eyes when an American says, "Oh, my great grandfather was Irish," and all this kind of stuff. And I just don't. I think that's so unnecessary because I think it's an amazing story. Like Conan O'Brien, the famous chat show host, has recently talked about when he came to Ireland, because he's 100% Irish, Conan O'Brien, and he came to Ireland and he visited the ruins of where his grandfather had lived just before he got on a boat to America. And Conan said that he was hit with such emotion that he didn't expect. He was going to go down there and do a few jokes for the camera, but when he got there, he just completely was overtaken by emotion because he thought to himself, this is a person I'm directly linked to, and he had to leave this exact spot to find a better life in America, and here I am, a successful TV star, all because that man took that choice and that sacrifice to leave when he didn't want to leave. So I think Irish people, for the most part, really respect that because they're our brothers and sisters all around the world, and they're great success stories. We've done extremely well. There's no doubt about it. We've produced presidents of America. We've produced all sorts of amazing success stories, and we should be really proud of it. So if an American comes to Ireland and they want to tell me about their Irish history, I'm more than happy to hear it. Because both my parents went to America in the 60s along with their brothers and sisters, and they made a really good life for themselves in America. And the connection between America and Ireland is always very strong in my house. So I respect it hugely because these people worked hard. They sacrificed an awful lot. And now they have the fruits of their labour living out great lives in America. And they should be able to come back to Ireland and be respected. That's what I believe.
Do you remember a memory in when you were living in America that you celebrated there?
Oh
St.
yeah,
Patrick's
I
Day?
mean you're the star of the show. I was in elementary school where we lived in the States. For one time we lived there, and I remember going into school on St. Patrick's Day, and I was like the hero. I was like, hello, I was like full attention, and like it was like
He loves the attention.
I love the attention, even as a kid. So that was pretty cool. And like Irish people like to think our parade is the best in the world. It's not. The parades in the States are really cool. They're huge, and it's like everything in America, bigger, bigger, bigger. So a real proud day to be Irish, especially when you're away in another country. And I think an awful lot of people say that. A lot of Irish living around the world, as I said, in the Middle East and even in China and Japan, the Philippines and America, Canada. It's a day that they feel really connected to their homeland, and they're proud, and they wear it proudly, and so they should.
And do you think is it misunderstood?
Look, I think it gets lost. It's like the old idea the Americans eat corned beef and cabbage. It just transforms. It's not that it's misunderstood. It transforms into something that it didn't initially start out as. I mean, it's a holy day. I mean, it's St. Patrick is it's a holy day. We go to mass in Ireland, but a lot of people don't bother with that, and now it's turned into a party day.
Yeah,
And
everyone is
yeah,
drinking.
everyone
That's what I
drinks.
know. But that's what
Yeah,
I saw when I came to Ireland.
yeah, it's a big drink day. We
Yeah,
don't
I drink day.
like we need an excuse. But it's one of those days where you can get away with it. So yeah, it changes and it modifies and it's good, but it's great fun. It's really good fun. I mean, the whole world becomes Irish for one day. No other country can say that. You
Yes,
know,
I don't think there is any other thing that the whole world.
no. Every country has a national day. Bulgaria has a national day.
Yeah, such a small country, and like everywhere, it's so popular.
Yeah, it's a testament to how far the Irish went out all across the globe in the last few hundred years. You know, the representation is enormous. And we're
Yeah.
really proud of it. Such a small country.
Mm.
Like, I mean, the UK has St. George's Day, and the only people who celebrate that are the English.
I
You
didn't
know?
even know.
Yeah, like the French have one, but nobody, the whole world doesn't go French for a day. Bulgaria has one, the whole world doesn't go Bulgarian. But St. Patrick's Day, everyone loves that one. You know? You'll have green dyed water, green dyed beer, green food, green everything. And you'd be green the next day because you'd be so hanging from all the drink the night before. So you're green for a day and a half.
I'm going to dress Lily green.
Lily's
And
going to
maybe
get
I'm going to
green.
paint Lily. We'll see. But tell us about St. Patrick's Day. Like, where are you from? Do you celebrate? What do you know about this day? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good day. It's really good fun. I hope everyone has a bit of fun on the day. And if you're going to watch an Irish movie, I'd say watch Banshees of Inisherin. That's a brilliant movie. The Wind That Shakes the Barley. That's great. Because I know a lot of American friends that will watch Irish movies. They'll tune
I
in
love
to
Irish movies.
get a bit of Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell going in Bruges, good Irish humour, and the look of the Irish. Look of the Irish is an interesting saying. It's an American saying. You know the way they say, "Oh, the look of the Irish." That's from the gold rush, I believe, the gold rush down in California. And most of the people that went down there at the time were all Irish. So they started finding gold in the rivers, and they were saying, "Oh, that's the Irish for you. Look at the Irish." But wherever you are, look after yourself, and may the road rise to meet you. Irish cliches, don't ever really use them with Irish people. We don't talk like that. Americans think we talk like that. We don't talk like that. We talk like Americans. And if you are coming to Ireland, just go into Tampa Bar for half an hour. If you have to, just go in for half an hour. Don't listen to anyone who says, "Oh, you're going to have a great time in Tampa Bar." It's super duper expensive. And it's worth a half an hour of your time if you're really that curious. There's 1,000,001 other things to do in Dublin that won't cost you €3 billion for 1 pint of Guinness. So just walk a little further around Dublin and you'll be all right. And go down the west of Ireland because it's probably the most beautiful part of the world. And I say that being completely impartial to the rest of the world, but it's stunning. So there you go. Anything else on St. Patrick's Day?
No. Okay. If you want to add something.
No, that's it. I can't think of anything. Just enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. It's really good fun.
Yes, and tell us if you celebrate and what do you know about. Did you learn something today that you didn't know? Because I didn't know most of the things.
Yeah. And give us a like and a follow.
Yes.
If you can. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.